What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? My name is Jacemachine, and I am fueled by coffee and driven by insanity. We're playing StarMade today. I wanted to show you what I've been up to. I haven't been very productive video-wise recently, but I have been very productive build-wise, so let's jump into it. First things first, we got a new skin in place. You'll notice that the lights underneath shine through. I sort of figure that I'll go with the traditional light emissions, and that it gives the impression that it's shining through the fabric. And let's see if there's anything noteworthy about the front. Yeah, the eyes are a little weird. I might have to do something about that. Though they're kind of cool. I don't know. Anyway, it's a work in progress. Pretty much I just did the skin today, and I threw on some sort of other emission skin that I was wearing before. But I don't think it's too bad. Don't think this is too bad. It's got the new logo, the coffee cup logo, as I am fueled by coffee. This is the bridge to the Orville, by the way. If you guys aren't watching the Orville and you're fans of Star Trek, you really need to give the Orville a chance. But I do recommend that you start with episode 2. They really sort of have a good sense of what they're going for with episode 2. The pilot was trying to sell it as a comedy, like a straight up comedy. And that's really not what the Orville is. It's really a Star Trek show. And it's a parody of Star Trek shows, but it also sort of takes itself very seriously. And this is my build of the ship of the Orville, and this is a really unpleasant ship to work on. I'm really proud of what I've gotten done with it so far, but the thing is it's going to be really tough. There's almost no straight edges at all. So what I've done here is I've put into place a 5x5 grid, and that matches up with the graph paper that I've basically been drawing out the Orville on. You know, so there you go. There's nothing to the ship right now. There's going to be 7 decks, and based on the plans, there's an arboreum, and then we have a holodeck area. There's going to be engineering. I think is going to be right in this area. And then here is the rear hangar. So there you go. That's the work I've been working on for this thing. This thing's been taking up a lot of time, and I've been starting a lot of projects and then not finishing them as of this week, because I've been finishing up a bunch of old projects. Basically, I had a ton of ships that I had been building over the years, and they just weren't finished. So I spent a lot of time going back through and actually touching them up and finishing them off here and there, and sometimes rebuilding them completely. So while we're in the Orville, I suppose we can take a look at some of these things in build block. This is, of course, what is this? The N-1 Starfighter from Phantom Menace. The designs in the Phantom Menace are still real solid. I like them. That's had a very World War II sort of feel to it. And then this here in front is a beat-up, bashed-up version. This is what I would figure these N1s would look like during the Imperial era. So 20 years after. So brand new and shiny, and then all old and busted up. Here's a snow speeder. I don't know. It's all right. There's some work that needs to be done. Some of these canopies I need to work on, because right now they're just there for show, and there's no bottom to this one. But I realized when I was going through my files that I did not have the snow speeder that I built maybe a year ago, so I whipped that one up really quick. So that is the story of that build. Very thrilling, I know. This is the Samas Aran gunship, as it's called. It's going to have guns tucked away up in here, and then below are going to be these sort of ball-like, half ball, half sphere landing gear emplacements. That's what these X's represent. And this, of course, is, you go up here. This is where Samas enters her ship. You hit the button. There's an elevator. You know what? This is a good reason now to jump over and get into maybe hold on a second. Bring up a new ship. And let's see about getting out of here. That way we can visit these little ships in person. Because there's some features that I'd like you to see. And there we go. We're close enough. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think I should just leave the back as is and have it sort of look like it's coming through? It doesn't really give that effect. I really should have the white around the coffee cup glow or whatever. There you go. As you know, Samas enters her ship through the top. Oh. And we have a little access back into the engine room. There's not really a lot of systems put into these yet. I'm still awaiting the new update, which rumor has it is expected around the Christmas time. So that's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. We have a little cockpit here with a lot of dashboard area, front console space. So I've just been trying to be creative with the space that I have. But I really like the way that this this turns out. I completely invented the inside. I'm not working from anything. And the exterior, I have all these nicely parked. I don't want to screw this up. The exterior is heavily based on some artwork that I've seen. It's some diagrams. You've probably seen them online if you're fans of Metroid. Project M diagrams. There's a page called Art 74 that I've used to base this design on. Come on, let me go. Come on, thank you. So, as it always happens, when I build one of these in New Order, Next Order, Next Generation, Star Wars The Next Generation ships, I never really quite finished these things, but they would work quite nicely if I would bother to. I think what I'm going to do is extend this out by at least one more block or two. And maybe not have the entire thing be freaking, thrusters, but, I was just trying to go for something there. I don't know what it was, but it was something. I need to put landing gear into this still. I need to put a front hatchway on here as well, the loading ramp. We're going to do the interior, but we have some of our logic already in place. We're going to have a little turret emplacement up here. And let's see what we can do here. We're going to hop into this chair. Yeah, it's very nice and comfy. And then hitting that button will then take us up into the cockpit, which is really supposed to be used for standing, but whatever. Stupid. Just kidding. Yeah, but you enter your core through here, and then when you want to get out, you just boop the button and it takes you right back down. And that's of course where the faction block is. So people are either cutting in through the cockpit to get to it, or they have to go up into the cockpit to access it. I don't know, it seemed like a good idea at the time. This is an old First Order TIE Fighter. It matches the older designs that I had, which were slightly bigger than the current model, but it's still worth checking out. Because it's pretty. That's why. Because it's pretty. I don't know, I think they're cool. I like the red stripe on them, but of course I do. My colors, geez. Yeah, whatever. Not on purpose, it's just happened to be the colors I like. But let's go over here. You guys have been looking at it for a while. The Correllian Corvette, what, CR90? 10 to 4. It says coming together. I needed to take a break because for some reason I really, really had a hard on to build the Orville. whatever. This thing's coming along pretty well, and we're going to enter it through this here build block, because there's nothing to actually activate here. We'll do the main body build block, because that's actually an escape pod. I tried to do this thing as accurate to... There we go. We're safe. We're good. Try to do this thing as accurate as I could, based on some diagrams. The guns may be a little overlarge. The radar, the sensor array is a little bit overlarge as well, but I like it. So, whatever. There's some stuff I need to do. These back engines are still a mess. I have to bring this front bit out at least to here, possibly further, and then redo the little slabbing on the front there to give the indication of how the ship looks. We also need to redo some of these thrusters completely. These, I just threw in some thrusters just enough to get it parked. This thing does not have the power setup or any of the actual systems you would need. But it's coming along. You have little escape pod views. This is the lower deck. It's the bottom deck. That's this is going to be where, like, the cargo, and there's hangars here. There is a ramp up this way, and this is where you're going to access your escape pods. So other than that, I've been following what the blueprints, the deck plans have been showing me, or at least the ones that I like. It's tough to do StarMade ships sometimes, because, you know, you're working with scale. It's like with Minecraft. Whenever you're working with, you know, these 1 meter blocks. But I don't know, I like it. I think that it adds to the challenge, and I'm pretty proud of what I can do afterwards if I'm able to pull it off. So, you know, it like I said, it adds to the challenge, and that is always a good thing. This thing here is a little escape pod. It seats 20? Seats 12? Seats 5? 4? What am I doing? I'm looking for this. It seats a handful of folks. We'll put our light mode up. Let's lighten the situation. Sorry. Is this it? Nope. This is it. So the inside, you have your hatchway, and then this goes down into the ship itself. So you would access this area, and you would climb up into this, which is docked here, and then on top of here, you got your core. So anyone can sit here and drive. You got medical things situated, and then meanwhile on the top you've got a turret docked. It just sits there, it shoots. It doesn't have any sort of multiple movement. It just has the one plane that it can rotate upon. But you know, that's whatever. This thing, however, does have multiple planes. You can do up and down, and we have two. You know, we're just gonna have to add these pods in place here, and then there's some sort of sensor array thing that I need to add at the bottom as well. But largely, this is coming along pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the progress. Cat, your tail keeps dropping in front of the monitor. I was playing Cuphead yesterday, and his tail and leg were dropping down in front of the monitor. Blessed little cat. So yeah, that life was short-lived in that game. We have my attempt at a Ewing. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm not going to call it an attempt. I think it's a pretty solid entry for a Ewing. Is it perfect? No, of course not. It's StarMade. And I don't say that as a negative thing, by the way. Like I just explained, I like the challenge. And so you have to make these calls. Like, you know, see here? Obviously, you know, you'd be able to fit underneath the wing. But then you have to hop up inside here. And unless the wings are open, that's not really, you know, I don't know. Whatever. I'll show you what's up. We're going to sit up in this chair, align ourselves, and then sit. Yes, it's called Star Tours if you're looking in the corner. It started off as as a joke. There we go. Sitting pretty. So below us, you see we have the open, what is it called? I don't know what that's called, but it's the window at the bottom of the fuselage. These lights. Yeah, no, I don't even know what's going on here. What's going on here? I'm breaking things. I'm probably breaking everything. Jeez, you're breaking everything. We'll go into build mode and then break everything from here. Do we have enough room to... Let's pull this thing out. That's what he said right before he went to jail. Okay. This Ewing, not great on power, but I think it's pretty cool. And this button does the wings. There we go. And then these two buttons on the side are what activate the doors, I think. Riders on the storm. Yep. Activates the doors. Riders on the storm into this world. Okay, cat, your tail, sir, your tail. I know you're enjoying a wonderful nap with your rump placed just above this monitor, but sir, please, cat, Mr. Cat, I'm making a video here. All right, I'm gonna park this thing back into place real quick, and I want to pull this further, and then we'll just back ourselves in, just tap it in, tap it. We're good. We're still lined up. I'm not great on power. And while you're holding down shift, if you want to brake, it's I don't know. Oh, I almost went into free fall, and then I would have crashed into everything. I don't know if that's true, but the cat's tail is definitely in the damn way. Hold on a second, Simon. Hey, buddy. I know you're having a freaking awesome dream right now, but I gotta ask you to stop it somehow. Cat. I can't stay mad at him. Let's open this door, and we will get out. Over here is Krennic's shuttle from Rogue One. It's an oddball-looking craft. When I first saw it, I really wasn't sure how I felt about it, and I still don't know really how I feel about the ship. But I enjoyed building it. I thought it was a fun build. This again is based off of schematics that I've seen in books and on the interwebs. We got the hatch that pulls up. We have doors, places for death troopers to sit. You can hop on up into the cockpit area. There's a couple seats to sit there, and these activate. This is the standard Imperial layout that I usually do. One is the what is it? The green means that the landing gear's down. The yellow means that the wings are in position, and red means that the bottom door is open. It's not working at all. This is probably broken. That works. Let's put ourselves back out of gravity. Back out of gravity. So that's Krennic's shuttle. We have the Sentinel, the finished Sentinel. That's not the Sentinel. That's the Lambda. We have the finished Sentinel. There's a couple of different Sentinels that I've seen floating about design-wise, and I went with one. And again, I like it. I'm sticking with it. This is an older build here. You guys probably have seen it, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. If you guys would like a really deep tour of the Lambda here that appeared in Return of the Jedi, you could check out the video, Hopefully I'll remember to put a link to it, but if not, just go to the search bar and look up Lambda Shuttle. The Sentinel here, this is finished. I took some liberties on how the interior looks because I didn't have a whole lot of interior reference shots. Again, a lot of this stuff is sourced from watching Star Wars Rebels. So that's pretty much blame them if you don't like something. Alright. Ow. Hit me in the head. No, what are you doing? Stop it, baby Jesus. No. What is happening? Okay. Whatever. Apparently my my placement of my core wasn't great because you're supposed to align yourself, you're supposed to align yourself to the rampway and not be sideways. So that's a mistake. I'll have to fix that in that build. But that's okay. We have a speeder bike ready to go out there, and if these new blocks that are being added to the game, these repulsor blocks or whatever, I wonder if we'll be able to use them in a tri style, but we'll see. You got plenty of troop seating, entryways on both sides, ladders up into the crew compartment area, I guess, and you have a full Sentinel thing here. This thing gives you all control over the different things here, the different ramps, so you can shut them. The right ramp happens to be open at the moment, so there you go. That's that. This leads you into the back. Has a little, I don't know, a little role play sort of bunch of crap mixed in with the actual systems. I try to, I don't know, I like that. I like systems. I like the way the systems look, so I like to incorporate them into my builds visually speaking. All right, that is the Zeta class with its wings in the proper position. They shouldn't be down like that of a sea turtles, but they should be just flat. If you've seen the older video, again, look up Zeta class ship. You can take a look at that. This is based on like the little, what is it? It's a little scouting pod from Empire Strikes Back. And this thing here is what carried the Imperial probe droid down to Hoth. And inside, we actually have an Imperial probe droid hanging out inside there. Let's go visit him. There we go. You can see his antenna and stuff here. His little eye. There's a little eye. But he's a turret. And if he's an enemy turret, he doesn't have any guns or anything. But if you were to approach this vessel as an astronaut and look in the windows, I would hope that the game would be smart enough to have him turn to face the players through the windows. So there you go. This is showing the system and the sector. So it's a little, silly little stuff. This was I made this in response to the fact that there is a scouting type of ship listed in the StarMade ship style stuff. Let's go on here. We have a Gazanti. We have more of a finished Slave 1. And we have a bunch more stuff to be seen. But I'm going to have to take a break here for today's episode. If you're new around here, be sure to be subscribed. I'm going to continue going through this shipyard. There is a ton of stuff that I've been working on. And I definitely want to share it with you guys. So be sure to come back next time. And we will continue our tour then. I love you all. Take care. And I will see you here next time.